Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome back to Tank Tycoon. We're on episode 10 by now. The episodes are flying by and I am having fun with this game. The contract for the Norwegians is still up. They are interested in a tankette. Now, the one that I was initially planning on selling them was the original V1 light tractor or the Plus. Unfortunately, they don't like either of them and that mostly had to do with the weight. So in the previous episode, I engineered the V2 and they like it. They like it. It's still a little bit above what they seem to want weight-wise, but it's not as much. And it also makes up for it with good mobility. It makes up for it with a bit of firepower. And all of the stats combined mean that the success score is actually quite good. So let's see what these guys are offering. They're offering a 410, which is pretty good for the AI. So let's see, how far can I push them? Pretty far. I'm going to say a 417 is safe, considering the 410 is the highest they can get. And I'm going to give myself a little bit more time. There. Expected gain about $1.4 million. Very nice. Very nice. Now, unfortunately, I did make a bit of a mistake with the previous contract with the Ottomans. The Ottomans were, in fact, not interested in my CB16, so I now have 32 of those stored. Yeah. Not a great call, but here we are. I'm going to hope that... Oh, they want another contract? Norway. Are we going to be friends? Norway is going to be my friend. Yes, excellent. For this one, they want... What, like pretty much the exact same thing? We're again competing with Forseti. With a 421. Is this a different requirement? I don't really believe so. No, that's enough. 431. So that's another million. And I need to make another 36 of those tanks. Let's give me a little bit more of a deadline. They don't seem to mind. There, submit that. Resource-wise, I should be fine. And I can also tear apart some of the tanks. There we go. They've accepted one of the contracts. Excellent. Thank you very much for that. So let's start building tons and tons of these tanks because they want 48 of them already. That's just the first batch. Again, I'd like to note that I'm selling, in fact, competitor tanks. Like German tanks, not my own. There may have been accidentally some British parts in here, but most of these parts are just German tanks, or German parts from German tanks that I've researched and reverse engineered. There we go. They also want the other version, the other contract. So that was another 36. I'll set the second line to work on that as well. And that's a nice little bit of production. So you want another 36. Off you go. We don't quite have enough staff for that. I may or may not have had accidents in the factory so far. So that probably means that we had a few issues. Oh, I'm maxed out for employment capacity. Interesting. In case you're wondering, how did you get to this many people on the assembly line? Well, that had to do with the people who are running the assembly line, the administrators. I was able to get 2 administrators, the Albert Storn, which gives you another 8 engineers per line, but also 75 workers per line. And then Ernst Koch, who also gives you another 75 workers per line. Albert could arguably get put into the design part, because that's also where his breakthrough chance is definitely going to be helpful, as well as the additional engineers per line. But I believe that... yeah, he also gets a few bonuses. I could put Albert over there, but we're going to go from 600 to 525. No, I'm fine the way it is. It's fine. Let's keep going. All right, I'm still researching the British KV-1-esque. I'm still working on the design for that. Come on, where are you? So we're going to continue with making sure all those parts are engineered, which means we're going to have to engineer the new German gun. This one is currently still using potentially some older parts. Yes, they got the tier 2-1, but I can't say I have much of an upgrade for them. Yeah, tier 2-1 and tier 2-1. Fine. Get to work on that. I'm really happy that the light tractor V2 is selling well. Norway likes it, and that's good. Heinrich Sauer is available. Okay. I don't think my reputation with the Germans is quite high enough. No, it is. It is. Excellent. So he is going to be doing either research or warehouse storage. He's going to have an 11% reverse engineering bonus. That's nice. Yeah, let's hire him on. And yeah, we're looking at 32 million, so we're fine for money, especially with those contracts that we're fulfilling. Ah, the V5 engine's complete. Excellent. I believe that's almost everything that I need for the KV-1-esque. Although the KV-1-esque is going to be getting a different gun eventually. That's something I'm still working towards. So yeah, everything's researched except for this one, and that ought to be fine. The thing that I'm looking to put into this turret to properly make it a more KV-1 design is a far bigger gun. The Mountain Howitzer. The OQF 20-pounder gun. This is not going to have a very good rate of fire, but it's going to have a lot of firepower. Accuracy is actually remarkably good. Rate of fire is very good, in fact. But it's a 94mm howitzer. And so far, what we've been using is definitely not that. Like firepower 266, and the one that we're going to is 342. It is going to take me a few more man hours to get there, like maybe half a year or so. But time in this game flies by pretty quick. Engineering takes time, designing takes time, you're just busy most of the time. In the meanwhile, the French have been kind enough to capture this thing for me. This is the Angus Emily 2, and it looks remarkably like an FT-17. They just named it different. So this is basically what was missing from my lineup. I did not have any such a design, and I'm very happy that I now have this design. Because this is the missing piece. This is the missing part of the lineup. It's about 13 tons. It has a turret with a machine gun and a main gun. It has, by the looks of it, or at least what I suspect, decent mobility, decent agility, decent crew comfort. And it is definitely more heavily armored than what I had so far. Let's see, Norway, what are you planning? Are you going to invade Sweden or something? Again. You probably want the LK series. No, you don't want the LK series. Where is it? Where's the light tractor? Here. Let me guess. Ta-da! Okay. By the insight, 412 is what we're beating. They'll have to wait a long time, because I'm very busy at the moment. I'm hoping I can get all of these contracts done. 428. Okay, fine. Because I'm getting quite busy. We have a deadline for 73 days, and one for 103. I'm also participating in another contract here. And this is a big one. This is 5 million. So this one kind of takes precedence over the rest of the contracts. Because if this thing flies through, that's a lot more than the other contracts combined. And I'm really looking forward to getting that. There we go. Portugal wants the tanks. And now I have 28 days for one, 37 days for the other. And thankfully I was able to buy a lot of time. 126 days. So that ought to be perfectly sufficient. Norway also wants the other department. Ah, Heinrich. Welcome. Heinrich, you were optimal for research and or warehouse. Let's go to research. Put you over there. I think that'll be the best place for you. No, sorry, flat, the factory grounds and then research bureau. But I already have John Corden over there, who can also go to materials. And this one can go to, no, he cannot. William? William has a breakthrough chance. If I just, can I remove him? Yes. So William is best for research or production. He's going to give you 5 more engineers per line, a slight breakthrough chance, which I kind of want to exploit. Yeah, I want to have this. You're more used for engineering, so you're kind of in the wrong spot. But I put him there to have more engineers on the line. But I can do that with the same guy here. So Heinrich is going to work on that, and you're going to go over to engineering, where I do have a free slot. So John, this is your new place of work. Now we might have to have another look at how many people are actually working these lines. Yeah, exactly that. Because those research times suddenly blossomed, and I don't like that. Engineering-wise, we might be able to add a few more people here on the reverse engineering part. Because we do need to optimize that. Yeah, 48. And I think that's all the engineers that I currently have on, right? Okay, done. Reverse engineer the Puma i695 horsepower engine next. Look at that, tier 5 parts. Or Mark 5 parts, I like it. Definitely getting some improvements here. Something else I wanted to highlight is that the devs are definitely paying attention to what we want. For example, the Midler tractor has been put through the proving ground and it's now ready, but it still has flaws. If you just click on one of these, you had to just generally click on each one of them, but now you can just click amend all, boom, everything's fixed. I love this stuff, because this means they're definitely really thinking about, okay, how can we make this easier? And this is exactly it. This is so much more comfortable, rather than having to click, 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 yes, 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 yes. This is just click, done, all, boom, done. I like it. Whether somebody actually wants to buy that tank, that remains to be seen, because they're all very much interested in buying, whoops, I'm buying tankettes, which are done, by the way. They still want 39, oh, I still have to build 3 of them. Unfortunately, the contract, there was a bit of a misunderstanding between myself and the client as to the amount of tanks that I was supposed to build. So I'm still trying to fulfill this contract for 45 tanks. And unfortunately, I had to pause it for a second. So we already got 19. So we still need to build 19. Yeah, we still need to build 26 of them. Ah, it shouldn't take that much time. 40 days, and that's still within time frame. All right, off you go. Then we also need to build a few more of the V2s. I'm thinking of just building another batch. Like, give me, I don't know, 20 or so. Which might give me... Oh, it's giving me an issue with rubber. Interesting. I didn't know that'd take up this much rubber. Rubber is generally a resource that I don't seem to use much. But apparently this time I was wrong. Okay, let's go get some rubber. Europe has quite a lot because I generally don't order from Europe, but it does get here very quickly. So that's nice. I'll take, I don't know, 5,000. It doesn't need to be a whole lot right now. I guess I can just get most of the stuff that I need from other areas, such as Asia or Oceania. Yeah, Oceania is definitely more interesting, but I tend to just buy up everything they have, insofar as I can store it. Rubber's coming, we need high carbon. But they don't generate as much, it seems. Like their economic power is not as good. We do have a lot of medium carbon steel. And then glass, I think we've barely used, so that's fine. Alright, please proceed, build some tanks, make me rich. Portugal has come knocking again, and they want yet another tank. This is one where the Midler tractor could come in handy, but the success score is 719. So with that, I could, let's say if I max out the amount of tanks, make about 1.8. The problem is, they also like the light tractor, and they like that a little better. This thing is cheaper to build. It's 18k money cost, and that's including resource. This one is more expensive. So I stand to make quite a bit more if I go with these. Especially considering I can blossom the tank price a bit more with that success score. So you just stand to make more. And this has to do with that tank being far lighter. Like half the weight to what they want it to be. I think they're definitely trying to get the other tank. The Midler. No, not quite. It's not the FT-17 either. I think it's the light tractor. It's just that I made it so good while still being light. Like, is that it? No, they hate the plus. It has to do something else. Mobility, agility. This is where I'm scoring quite high. But yeah, that weight, definitely very good. So let's max that out. Let's max that out. Seeing as I already have, I think 20 of these in store, I can also say I can get... Like, I can get these to you next week, essentially. But, well, I have loads and loads of success scores, so why not? There we go. 2.8 million. Nice little bit of leeway, so we can just build more of them. Again, rubber is going to be a potential issue. So let's bring in some more rubber. Oceania, let's get 15k from you. And when it comes to the rest of the resources, I think we're fine. High carbon steel tends to fly out the door the moment that you start bringing out the heavy tanks. Thankfully, I'm not really doing that much. So let's build another 20 of those tanks. The first line is just about done building the 20 tanks, I think. Yeah, we got another 17 tanks. Okay, so we only need a few more. Need to build 23 tanks. Easy. Not a problem. Here we go. 23 tanks. Done. They're not in a contract yet, but seeing as the other competitor didn't really have much, I think we'll get it done. Now, I do believe that we have the other tanks that are getting shipped to Portugal already in the mail. Yeah, that's the heavy V1s. They're going to arrive in 11 days. Hold on a minute, that's unacceptable. That means they'll be late. Did you get a delay or something? I've received 80% of the money back. Yes, fine. All tanks will be returned immediately. So you can deliver quickly, huh? You've just decided, like, not to? Bastards. Okay, we're gonna have to go with these super speedy Smith delivery. It's a bit more expensive, but I want that contract complete. Because that was the big one for 8 million or so. I do not accept these kinds of delays. So we're going to use the FedEx overnight. Here's your tank. And suddenly we're swimming in money yet again. I do believe we have almost everything reverse engineered for the FT-17. There's still a few parts that I'm waiting for. So that is all that we need, really, in order to start building our own FT-17s. And that's what I want to do with the rest of the episode. Build the FT-17, or whatever they're calling it these days. Let's get this one reverse engineered. I think we don't know all of these parts yet. Let's start working on some of the design for the FT-17. Design here. And of course, seeing as this is now 1927, this is going to be not the FT-17, it's going to be FT-27. Makes sense in my head. Let's see. Where is it? Here we go. The CA-26. So this is going to be the FT-27. As for the parts, I'm just going to I'm going to engineer everything. So we're going to create a component. What sort of an engine did they chuck in here? What was this thing running with? Because there's two versions that I got. I got this one, which is running the Puma 95 horsepower. And they also gave me the Asus, which is running a 40 horsepower engine, which I think is a little underpowered. It's also a Mark 1, Tier 1 engine. So yeah, I think the 95 horsepower engine makes a lot more sense with the Angus Mark 2. So the 95 Puma, that's where we're going with. Okay, back to design. The 95 Puma, that should give it quite a nice amount of punch. Do we have that available? Because I did reverse engineer it. We're getting 414. Let's just filter by tier 2s at this point. Where is it? What? Do we not have the Puma reverse engineered yet? What's going on? Is that in process or something? No. What? Why can I not add the same engine to the same tank? The CA-26 Delta 1? Yes, Puma. That's weird. We know all the parts. Or am I completely misreading the stats here? Yes, good resources. Okay. Yeah, see, we have it reverse engineered. At least that's the way I'm reading it. This is the only one we still need. The hell? In process, 100%. Why can I not use that engine? Give me the Puma. Where's the Puma at tier 1? I would find that very hard to believe. No, tier 2 engines. Where's the Puma at? Filter by the German Empire. It's just not there? Curious. Okay. Fine. We'll go the other way. I wonder if I can throw an Armstrong in there. With a chassis this small, that's going to give it a very nice power to weight ratio. But I bet it also takes up a lot of power. Or a lot of internal space. Not sure if it's going to work. Oh, we got track options. We can use the Dahu version 1 or the Cobalts. The kobolds are going to make it... Wow! 46 road speed. Holy crap. This thing is blisteringly quick. Or we can have 39 road speed. And agility is 32. Agility is 39. I like this one. I really like this one. Yes, it might come with a flaw, but that's fine. I don't mind that. Let's see if we can make a better version of the Kobold. Maybe we can even further improve this design. Let's see. What do they have? Tier 2, 1. Interesting. Sort by attribute some, please. So you're using a fairly light part in order to get good running gear, which means... yeah, just the base attribute. Running gear. The agility improves a lot. You're suffering a little bit of road speed. I think that's fine. If you really want to have something fast, you will have to go with the one that does not have the road speed debuff, which is basically any of them. But I do... yeah. I like operational range on this thing. It's 23 right now, which is very high. Okay. Then we have the sprocket. I'm still set to attribute sort, so I think we're going to go with the 2-3. It's a little heavier. The cross-country speed is not as good. But we have quite... well... cross-country speed 10. No. No. I don't like that. That cross-country speed has to be better. Cross-country speed 36. You're not really going to be doing a whole lot of road work. You're going to be doing cross-country. Then we have the grousers. These add a little bit of mass, of course. They also change the obstacle, step height, and slope, but they make the crew comfort worse. At least this one does. And they make your tracks generally heavier by about 100. Obstacle step height is ridiculously good. I want to see if I can make this fit in this tank. I think that'd be funny. So this thing has a lot of horsepower. The real question is, can we actually fit everything in the tank? Because I still have about 2.5 tons left, and I still need to add a turret. So that'll be the French one. But with my improvements, naturally. Oh, I still need to upgrade the hull. Yes, we're going to change the design here. Give me the FT-17's designs. What do we have? What sort of turret is that? You got a bunker sight. Okay. Isn't a rotating cupola much more preferable over that? Because your stealth is going to be better, somehow. But your crew awareness, I imagine, might be higher. Interestingly, with this, your crew aiming is better. Really? I think this makes a lot more sense. Just a rotating cupola for the commander to have a look around. Antennas, give me the best ones. They don't weigh... well, they're pretty heavy. They are using a reflective vision port, which does not do a whole lot for the crew visibility. Let's see if any of these stats need work. Like, crew safety is really good, but crew aiming can definitely use a bit of work. So, crew aiming... that's the crew aim stat. So the vision slit gets you slightly better. No. Sort by attribute. What? The steel slit vision port's better? In all respects? That's interesting. Wasn't quite expecting that. Why does a tier 1 beat a tier 2? Is it a tier 1-3 maybe? You are taking up slightly more volume. But overall, like, this is 14 minus 3 is 11. This is 14 minus... this is the same, yeah, they're right. But this is slightly lighter, so let's go with this one. Armor type. Let's go with the best thing we have. Improved cemented steel. And finally, we have the hatch. This one has a pretty bad top ricochet. We have the vision sight turret hatch, which decreases crew safety, but crew safety I think was enormous at 53. And this one gives you even more crew safety. So we're going to sacrifice a little bit of that in order to get better top ricochet. There. Back to design. I'm going to do the same thing for the hull. Because there's probably things that the French, or whoever made this thing, haven't thought of. Yeah, it's using a tier 2-1. Let's sort by attributes, please. Yeah, there we go. Heavy maintenance hatch, the thick maintenance hatch. This one is still probably going to give you that better operational range. That was the sloped hatch, I think. Yeah, that gave you operational range. This one decreases operational range. I mean, they all do that, except for the sloped hatch. But I'm going to make this thing better. This is going to make it heavier. It takes up slightly less volume. But structure, rear thickness, and structure are definitely improving. Okay. Headlights. Yes, let's have some headlights on this tank. How about the armored versions? The electrical headlights or the low beams? Then, improved armor type. And assembly. Interesting that these are the same. This takes a 0.2, this takes a 0.4. But your crew safety is very, very improved, much improved. Crew safety is 40, so that would go to 50. I'd rather have a 38 and a 35 rather than these enormous outliers. Stowage, how much are we bringing? 42 shells. That's a lot. Maybe some more soft firepower then? So like a little bit more. There. Radio. This is going to benefit the crew aiming, the crew comm, internal, and crew comfort. But they tend to be fairly heavy. I'm going to go without one until I know that I can actually fit that on the tank. Because I tend to just fit a lot. And then go, huh, this thing is too heavy. Operation range, 1. Okay, you do need fuel stowage. Otherwise, you're not going to go anywhere. We have ventilation grids, tier 2-1. We're going to throw on the ventilation fan array. That's kind of our telltale design. And then when it comes to hatches, reinforced hatch. Okay, back to the design. Yes, let's save that. I want to see if we can still fit this. I'm getting a little concerned at this point. Yeah, see? Justly so. If I go with the different tracks, I can probably fit that. But you're looking at a different type of tank now. You're looking at a 16-ton tank. Which might work. Like, if I'm submitting this one to the contract where they wanted about a 20-ton tank, I think that'll work. Yeah, maybe we can make this work. Unfortunately, it won't be nearly as zippy as the one with the Cobalt tracks. I mean, that would have been fun. There's also the Leichtwagen tracks. But I think... yeah, they're not exactly going to carry that. Alternatively, I can take out the 180 horsepower engine and replace that with a 90, but you're losing all of that power to weight ratio bonus. So no, we're going to stick with the plan. We're going to go with the slightly better. No, the Dahu. Okay, let's engineer that. Although, it's probably going to use the best parts as is. We got the heavy dampeners. You're going up quite a bit here. Yeah, that might be okay. Like, you're going up about 800 in mass, but your design limit goes from 17,000 to 1,900. This goes up to 20. Sort by attribute. That means that these would be best. Okay, I'm going to accept that. Solid sprocket. This has mostly to do with road speed. Road speed currently 18. They're using a tier 2-1. We can definitely use a tier 2-3 for that. And get much better road speed. As for the track inserts, I'm not going to go with that, because I think they might not work as well. And the idler, yeah, let's sacrifice a bit of road speed for okay agility. Right. Armor protection, I'm not going to touch that right now. Finally, guns and turrets. At this point, we have quite a few options. We do have this. You are getting very good attributes on there. 597. I was thinking of using the Germans, but that's a 511. And it just gets progressively worse from there. So what sort of a gun are we going to fit? Sort by attribute some. And we'll find probably the German to be the best. 375. Yep. Okay, so we're going to get a French tank with a German gun. And a British engine. We're going to be throwing a bit together from everything. And then the machine guns, yeah, it's pretty much German takes in it. You're looking at a 297 or a 306. And it just, again, gets worse from there. Crew. Can we actually run this tank with the crew that we have allotted? I think we can, but it's going to be a little tight. No, we can't. Crap. Okay. That's a problem. We need too many crew members. I can only have 5. We need to have a simpler engine in here. The Daimler? Yeah, now it's underpowered. That's going to suffer everything. And we were just doing so well. Ricardo V3? Probably has the same issue. Like, we need a gunner loader. Maybe we can have that. But they're both pretty poor stats. If I turn this guy from a mechanic to a mechanic gunner, like, you're suffering everything. I don't like it. We need a solution. We need a solution. It might have to do with what I put on the hull regarding internal volume. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's where we can save some stuff. Because I did put on additional ammo storage, which I might not strictly need. Let's see. You guys, how much ammo storage did you want? Oh, you wanted quite a lot. You wanted 30... No, you wanted 29. And I'm currently only bringing 22, so that's not enough. If I kick off the fuel, your operational range plummets to 3. So that's largely unacceptable. The ventilation is definitely something that the crew wants, but it takes up volume. And it does improve operational range, apparently. So if I kick this off, it's going to what? Go to 0? Yeah, it's going to go to 0. If I just bring this, your operational range is shit. It's going to be 7, and their operational range requirements were 20... No, were 16. So you kind of need both. Maybe we don't have everything we need for this tank yet. Like, we're getting there, but we're not quite yet there. This takes up 0.2. Yeah, it's going to get worse from there, volume-wise. Unless you go back with a riveted assembly, but I'd rather not. We don't have a radio. Yeah, there's not that much that I fix on this tank. Crap! I was really looking forward to having an FT-27 or an FT-17. But judging by the crew requirements, we're going to have issues with this tank. I don't like it. It's not because of the tracks. What if we add a different turret? It might have not exactly the same stats. But is it going to give us more room? Probably not, right? Crew requirements 4. Do we have a gun that has 3 crew requirement? No. Crew requirement 8? What the fuck? Would be funny to have a an enormous gun on this tank. I don't see that happening, though. I don't see that happening. No, we need to have the German machine and gewehr. Yeah, we still have issues. Okay, let me know down below in the comments how I should fix this. What do I need to change here? Because this is not quite working. And I really want it to work. So let me know down below in the comments, how can I fix this tank? Looking forward to seeing your suggestions. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode so far. And I'll see you soon for the next.